Have you ever cut yourself by accident? Maybe a paper cut, maybe you nipped your finger while you were dicing up tomatoes or onions in the kitchen. I want to assume it hurt. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate it? A five, maybe a six? I want you to imagine a 4-year-old girl being dragged to a place where she doesn't know anybody, being held down, having her clothes removed, and having someone who was not medically trained take a sharp, unsanitized razor and cut off the most sensitive area of her genitalia. Ladies and gentlemen, that is essentially FGM. FGM is actually defined by the World Health Organization as the partial or total removal of the female genitalia. Around the world today, there are over 200 million girls and women who have been victims of FGM. FGM is concentrated in 30 countries, mainly in Eastern, Western, Northern Africa, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. And every year, there are about 3 million girls who are at risk of FGM and cross-border FGM. FGM is also referred to as female circumcision and also female cutting. The reason as to why this practice is ongoing is because some people believe that it will reduce the female sexual behavior. It is a way to prevent them from being promiscuous. It's a way for them to remain pure and virgins until they are married. It's also a way to prevent teenage and unwanted pregnancies. And in case of marriages, they see it as a way to abstain women from engaging in any type of extramarital affairs. Victims of FGM suffer a lot of long-term and short-term issues. Some of them include infections, diseases such as HIV/AIDS and hepatitis. There's fistula, there's urinary challenges, there are menstrual irregularities, there's difficulty in high-risk pregnancies. Oftentimes women suffer a lot of miscarriages. There is loss of sexual desire, a lot of mental, physical, emotional aspects as well, and death in some cases. My name is Boluwaji Adawale Olaniru, and I am a Nigerian Canadian. And my tribe that I come from is the Yoruba tribe. And Nigeria actually represents 10% of the 200 million girls and women around the world who are victims of FGM. So to put things into perspective, Nigeria has 20 million girls who are victims of FGM. And within Nigeria, the Yoruba tribe has the highest rates of prevalence in regards to FGM. And let me give you a little bit of background as to why I'm so passionate about this topic. I was born in Southwest Nigeria, and when I was born, my parents had to leave to come to Canada. And while I was in Nigeria, I stayed with my grandma, who happened to also be a victim of FGM. I left Nigeria at the age of 2 and relocated back to Canada to be with my family. And I later on found out that if I had stayed in Nigeria any longer, I would have been a victim of FGM, because back then it was expected. It was accepted. At the age of 4, this is natural, this is what we do. And you don't have any say against it. And when I think about it now, I say, wow, that could have easily been me. And if it was to have been me, I would have loved someone to come out and speak up against it. There are a lot of reasons why people are afraid to speak up against FGM. One of them can be because if you come from an area in which it is accepted, it's really hard for you to come out and speak up against it in fear of maybe being exiled or banished from the community. And then on the other side, if you are in a community that frowns upon it, you are scared to come out and talk about it because you don't want to be stigmatized or labeled. So therefore, I want to be that vessel that is being used to speak up against it for those who either cannot for different reason or are ashamed or scared to. I want to use my platform to educate, to inform, to sensitize, and spread awareness about the harmful effects of FGM. Currently in Nigeria, there is a lot of issues going on, from corruption, terrorism, unemployment, poverty. FGM is not really seen as priority. And even when we're looking at gender-based violence issues, we're looking at, domestic abuse, child sex trafficking, sexual abuse amongst children, um, child bride, and so many other issues that, again, FGM is not seen as priority. Therefore, we want to bring FGM back to the discourse for people to start talking about, because it is something that is ongoing and it is a huge issue within Nigeria. FGM is actually classified under cultural practices and traditions, so it makes it very difficult oftentimes for people to get involved just because it's something that's deeply rooted within the culture. However, if the government, NGOs, people at the local level, that include community leaders, local influencers, and community members themselves can all get involved, this is something that can be eliminated and stopped. Because at the end of the day, FGM is being done to small girls in order to keep them pure. But purity starts in the heart, and it is nurtured by the community and family in which you come from. So we need to work together to create a safer and healthier environment for these girls to grow up in. And it is possible for it to happen, but the change does start with us. Thank you so much for listening.